Hi everybody, I'm Joey and I'm here with some really cute Christmas cards today that anybody can make. I'm excited to share them with you. While I get going here, I have to bring up myself on my iPad, which is right in front of me, so that's why I'm getting kind of close to the camera so that I can actually see what you're seeing. And there we go. Okay, and let me get the sound turned off of that. I'm sorry I'm late. Those of you that are my regular followers, you probably thought maybe she's not going to be live today because I was supposed to start at 12:30 and I'm a little late. Tuesday nights I have my team meeting and it's a little more hectic on Wednesday morning. But anyway, I'm here. I'm excited to show you. If you're watching replay, thanks for watching the replay. If you're watching on Facebook, I would love for you to follow my page if you enjoy what you're seeing today. And if you're watching on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe to my channel if you find what I'm sharing helpful and you're enjoying the video. So that's that, and then I'm waiting for my computer to bring up my video so I can see your comments. So I have my iPad where I can see what you see, so I'm sure that I don't get too far out of the camera or anything like that. And then I have my my laptop to see your comments, and my laptop doesn't want to load right now. So, well, there I see Kathy is on. Kathy said hi. Hi, Kathy. So when you, Julie, jump on, and there's my other Kathy. I have several Kathys that watch pretty often, and that's really fun to see them pop on, as well as all of you. If it's the first time watching, thank you so much. Again, my name is Joey, and my blog is createwithjoey.com. And you can find all the information from me, if you're watching on YouTube especially, in the links under the video description. And if you just type in createwithjoey.com, you'll see all the things I'm offering and hopefully get some inspiration. And my videos just still not coming up on my, I can see your comments. Hi, other Kathy. The Kathys are making friends. That makes me happy. All right, we're ready to go. These cards are really cute, and I'm just anxious to show you how to make them. So I'm going to click a tool here. It'll make me go upside down, but then you're going to be right side up. And it takes a moment for the camera to kind of get in place. And let's see if I'm moving it the right way, because I don't like it to be crooked. No, I went wrong. I have no instinct as to what works, you know, how the camera is working. I'm going to move my stand over just a touch too, so it's more in front of me. There we go. Okay, perfect. All right, my friends, today we're using this. Hi, Brenda. Brenda came on, and Mary. Hi, Mary. This is what we're using today, Merry and Bright. We're going to make 3 really super cute cards with it, and you can get the supplies for all those cards. If you'd like to, I'll give you all that info later, but this is called Merry and Bright. And there's a whole suite of products with this. These are the dies. It's really hard to see the dies in the catalog because they're so tiny, but these are the dies. And a couple things I especially like about these dies, you can see that there's 2 Christmas bulbs of that style. There's 2 of this style. There's 2 little hanger things. I don't know what you call them. Those little things at the top of your Christmas ball that have the circles on them that go through the wire. Anyway, you get 2 of those. Never mind what I'm saying. And then you also get 2 of these that you just die cut. You don't stamp first. And let me just, for a quick minute, show you where this is in the catalog. So it is on page 8 of the Stampin' Up September through December catalog. The whole suite is called Merry, Bold, and Bright. That's also the name of the designer paper we're using. And then over here, you can see it coordinates with a ribbon. We're going to use that ribbon today. We're also going to use the dots. I think these dots are temporarily unavailable, but they'll be coming in pretty soon. We are going to use this foil paper, Mellow Mambo and Granny Apple Green. And then here is a little brief snapshot of the paper we're using. This is the most fun suite of products. It's just so fun. I usually, for Christmas, my personality is more serious than whimsical, and this is, I would call this a whimsical sweet, but I just love it. It's so bright and cheery and fun. Before we make the first card though, I do want to remind you, this card is one that will be going out, the PDF tutorial, to my newsletter subscribers. You can see the dots sparkle and shine this week. So I always send a free PDF tutorial to my newsletter subscribers every week as a free gift from me. That's the only place you find it, the directions for it. So if you'd like to subscribe, let me just quickly, well, again, my computer's not keeping up, but oh, thank you, Kathy. I'm glad you like it. I'm going to just put the link to sign up for my email list in the comments, but I realize that makes it a little bit harder to find. I'm trying to find it. Here we go. If you're watching on YouTube, it's easy to find in the video description. But you can always text me if you're like, I don't know where to subscribe to your newsletter. Hi, Carol. Welcome. Okay. There, we've got that link in. So this is coming out later this week. Sometimes it's Friday, sometimes Saturday. Rarely it's Sunday, but it's always towards the end of the week. So that's coming to you that are newsletter subscribers. And now we're going to go ahead and get started. My team was asking about these cards last night. They were like, I think I'm going to put in an order with you so I can get the card kits. Actually, a lot of demonstrators put in orders with me to get my card kits. You get 2 each of the 3 cards I'm showing you today if you put in an order in my online store for $35 or more with this host code. The key is getting in the right host code. And again, if you're watching on YouTube and you're watching between October 11th and October what's Sunday? I think it's I want to say the 15th. Yeah, the 15th. Then you can get these. Whoops, I don't want to do that. You can get these card supplies for free as a thank you for your order. So I'm using just a 2" by 5 1/4" strip of Mellow Mambo cardstock, and we're just gonna put it towards the top so that I have pretty even borders all around, like so. And then we're going to put another strip of DSP, a coordinating one. We're just going to put that down here. And you know what? It looks like maybe I need to trim this up just a touch. Let me take off about a 1/16 of an inch with that. Oh, you also get the PDF tutorial with all the measurements too. I'm going to just take off a sliver here, so maybe a 1/16, although not much more than that. With my paper trimmer. Well, maybe I did get more than a 1/16, but you get the idea. Then I'm putting up my Mellow Mambo cardstock is actually, so it's 5 1/2 this way and 7 1/2 that. Is that right? 7 1/2, I think so. Yeah, 7 1/2. Just for a little, it's not really a fun fold, but it's kind of unique to cut off the top part and then have something peeking out below. So I probably cut off too much, but we're going to go with it. It's going to be cute. It's handmade, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not Hallmark because we make them personalized. Okay. Whoops, and then I moved it just as I started to tape it. Do you ever do that where I'm going to put a little more adhesive on it. Right when you're getting ready to put it down and your finger catches on the whatever you're trying to tape down and pulls it after you've been like trying to line it up really, really carefully. Okay, there's that so far. Then we're going to do the inside of the card first. So I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 inch basic white, and we're just going to stamp our greeting at the bottom of this. And I chose one. There's all kinds of cute greetings in this set too. I love when a stamp set has both images and greetings in it. I'm going to ink this from the top. I feel like I can just see better what I'm doing. The Memento ink pad is a little bit well, it's felt, is that what they call it? Anyway, I'm gonna stand up. It's not spongy like our colored ink pads, and so you have to really be careful. I can see through it if I got it inked well enough or not, and I didn't have that end of the stamp inked as well as I would like to. So now I'm just going to stamp at the bottom of this. This will show when we, yep, so that's good, turned out good. This will show right when they, you know, take the card out of the envelope. So that's kind of fun too. And then let's go ahead and do a little bit of stamping here. I'm going to take my crushed curry ink and my little star from this set. This little star does have a die. And I'm kind of just going to put a few stars to just give this a little boost of color down here. Maybe one just like slightly higher than that. There's no rhyme to reason to that. I just want a little bit of color down there, so I'm not being too picky about where the stars go or anything like that. It's not going to make any difference to the cuteness of the card. Okay, we'll come back and put some gems on that, but for now, let's go ahead and put it on the inside of our card. I'm not putting an inside greeting on yet on this one, but there are a lot of greetings inside this set. Although I guess I could look and see. Let's see. Oh, what fun. I think I'll wait because I'm not quite sure what I want to put in there, but we're going to go ahead with this. All right, now comes the magic. Let's go ahead and do some stamping and die cutting. We'll set that aside for a moment. I think I need this one, and I need, I don't need that. I need this stamp. And I think that's all the stamps I need. Please forgive me if I'm not answering your comments or saying hello because I can't see them all the time. And one of my other Kathys and Debbie's here. Awesome. We should have the Kathy Club. Let's go ahead and stamp some Christmas balls on some scrap paper. Let me just grab a piece here. And let's get out. For these, we're going to do Melon Mambo. You know, okay, it's pink. I know pink is not a Christmas color, but they pair it with so many other colors. Like there is a green in here. There's a pink and green. There's also melon. Oh, no, this is Melon Mambo. There's also Real Red, and there's also Poppy Parade. So this paper goes with just a whole bunch of different colors. And we need two. I should have stamped two right away. But let's go ahead and stamp two here. And now I should have told you, this is a good, well, mine's covered up with tape, but this is a piercing mat. It's in our catalog or annual catalog, or you can find it online at stampingwithjoey.stampinup.net. And it's called a piercing mat. It's not very much. It's $6 or $7, and you really, really need it for your photopolymer stamps. Just trust me on that. They'll stamp better, even though I just stamped it without it. But in general, I always use it for photopolymer, and this is the little filament in our cute little lights here. You know, I'm looking at my sample, and I didn't use this stamp because there's a smaller one like this, but we're just going to go with it. It's okay. You get the idea of it. I think the smaller one maybe goes. There's two filaments because there's two bulbs. And I don't know if this one goes with this or not. Hi, Kathy. One more of my Kathys checking in today. That's awesome. Okay, now we're going to die cut these. And what else do I need? I'm looking at what I need. We need to die cut two caps. So let me get the machine. Get our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Hopefully it's in the picture where you can see it. And let's go ahead and get the dies out here. We're going to do this cute little die. This actually has embossing. It embosses it and cuts. So that's kind of nice. And there are two. I forgot to tell you, one of my favorite things about this set of dies is there's two of so many things. Or I guess I did tell you when I first showed you the stamp set. So we can die cut everything all at one time and it won't take very long. I'm probably out of the picture for this. Let's see, am I? Yeah, pretty much. And I also would suggest you use either Post-it tape, I'll show you what I use in a minute, or a Post-it note. But you don't want these to move when you're putting them through the machine. Let me grab what I used. I've been using this. It's called Post-it. It's called 1-inch labeling and cover-up tape. I get this from Amazon. I think the particular one that I bought came with 2 packages, but you can find it on Amazon at any rate. And you can reuse it a few times too. You don't really have to get a new piece every time, but it doesn't last, you know, forever, but there's a lot of it. And that we don't need to worry about that. Those little tops of the bulbs, because they don't have to stay in place particularly, but our light bulbs do, our Christmas lights. Okay, so I have a question for you. If you put up a Christmas tree, I know everybody that's watching may not put up a Christmas tree, but if you do put up a Christmas tree, do you have twinkling lights? Because this is a twinkling light. I call this a twinkling light. Or do you use the larger light bulbs like we had when we were kids? I say that thinking some of you are maybe close to my age, so I think they do still sell large lights in the stores, though, now that I'm thinking of it, you know, the bigger ones. But what do you decorate your tree with? I'm curious to know, so put it in the comments whether you use twinkling lights or the larger Christmas bulbs. You could also tell me, I'll tell you what we do, but I'll have you also tell me what, if you'd use the white twinkle lights or if you use the colored twinkle lights. We're a split household on that, so I'll share with you what we do. But I love to know what you do. So white twinkle lights or colored twinkle lights? What do you like to use to demonstrate or to decorate with? I almost said demonstrate. No, I'm demonstrating. You're just watching. Okay, I think we're ready actually to do the rest of this card. I'm going to colored twinkling lights. Hi, Kathy. Anybody else? Anybody else use twinkling lights? Anybody else still decorating for Christmas? I know it's early, not that you're decorating right now, but I know it's early. And I feel like in general, there's a trend towards maybe not putting up as much Christmas decor. You know, when Steve and I were first married, he's Mr. Christmas, so everything was decorated in our house. The stair rail, obviously we had more than one tree, one upstairs, one downstairs. We had greenery and lights all around our front door and wound around the posts on our porch. We still do put the greenery around our door here at this house, but it was all over. I mean, I had so many, I had swags of like big poinsettias that would go wrap around the staircase, banister. I had all the stuff. So we have cut back. We don't do as much of that, but we do still have a big tree, and we have a small tree downstairs, so we still do 2 trees. My stampers, my studio is downstairs, so let's see how we want to do this. Yeah, that's how I want to do it. We have a small tree downstairs. We actually leave it up all year. Not with the decorations on it, but it's lighted, so we just leave it up. Let's see how far we can go. This is the iridescent ribbon, it's called. I think it's 3/8 inch. And I probably want a little bit more than that. So hang on here. There you go. I sometimes use a little bit extra ribbon. Now we'll see how this goes if I can tie this. Although I think I want my bow to go the other way. So let me, sorry, I gotta think this through. I think I wanna go this way, yeah. Tying this kind of a bow where you tie it all the way around your card. So that might go well on Facebook Live, and it may not. I'm gonna give myself an old college try here. But anyway, what we do, I'm trying to see now. Oh gosh, my computer keeps going blank. So as soon as I let go of this bow, I'll click the comments and see what you have to say about twinkling lights or white twinkling lights or colored twinkling lights. I have to focus on my bow tying. Here we go. That's not too bad. And then I did waste too much ribbon, but oh well. I'd rather have too much ribbon than not enough. There's nothing worse. And then, because then you really waste your ribbon. Okay, that turned out cute. I'm good with that. So maybe a little smaller. This ties pretty well. It's a little bit stiff, but it ties pretty well. And look, it's just so pretty. It has that little sparkly, shimmery edge on it. I've had a lot of fun. I'm just diving into my Christmas stuff quite a bit this past week. I've been focusing on Halloween and fall, and we're not done with fall. Fall is my favorite season, so we're going to be doing more with fall. You know, that bow still doesn't tie the way I want it to. Well, we're going to make it work. I'm not going to retie it, but I'll show you why I'm saying that. Okay, now there's a little bit of a, not necessarily a trick to this, but the way I did it was to use my white twine from this group of twine. This is called Baker's Twine Essentials Pack, and it has all the neutral colors of twine. Well, it looks like I've got kind of a mess here. Now, what I'm going to do with this is in the PDF. So if you put in an order of $35 or more this week, you'll get the PDF for this. Let me find my glue dots. And then it has these instructions in it. So I'm going to adhere these together kind of like this. So let me put a mini glue dot right about here. And then I'm going to crisscross these so that I can put my twine through them. I don't like how turned that is. There, that's better. Okay, now we're just going to take a piece of twine and we're going to tie this onto under our bow. So I'm going to bring this around like this. And then I'm going to actually put these through. Put the twine through the little, oops, I don't think that's going to lay right. Let's go from this side. Sometimes when things are a little more 3D like this, I have to kind of try it a couple different ways before it lays the way I want it to lay. You know what I'm talking about? So now I'm just going to actually just tie this onto this center of this. What's going on here? No, I don't want that. There we go. The twine was kind of stuck under part of the bow, and I didn't want that to happen. So now I'm just going to tie this because I'm actually tying on the ornament tops like that. And then I'm going to put another bow. Got to move this around where I can get a good hold on it. Well, here, I guess I have to go this way. Do you ever have to have your cards going a certain direction when you're trying to tie a bow? So now I'll just, truthfully, you probably will need an extra stamp on this card if you make it exactly the way I made it. I mean, it's not super bulky, but let's adjust our bow a little bit. But it's got this knot right here, and this ribbon is a little bit Okay, that's okay. We can make that work. The ribbon is just a little bit bulky right there. So what I do all year round is when I buy stamps at the post office, I buy a couple of sheets of 1 ounce stamps, because you don't need 2 full stamps with your cards when you have a little bit of bulk to them. So let me find, I don't know where my dimensionals are. I'm going to put these dimensionals right under here, but that's what I do. I buy 1 ounce stamps, and then I just put a regular stamp and a 1 ounce stamp on them, and then I go to the trouble also to write on them, please hand cancel, on both sides of my card when they're kind of bulky like this. There we go. We're gonna pull this over here, and we're just gonna come down like this. Look how cute it is with those shiny Mambo tops on our bulbs. Then let's go to our gems. These are the self-adhesive iridescent discs, something like that. Iridescent self-adhesive discs, possibly. And then we'll just put some cute little, let's go with Mambo for this one. We'll go here. And there are a lot of gems that would go with this paper. As I said, this one happens to be out right now, but it's coming back. So if you want to wait for it, it's coming. Or if you don't want to wait for it, there's lots of other gems that would look cute with this. All right, there's card number 1, everybody. Here's what I was saying about the way the bows went. See how this bow goes towards the inside of the card? Oh, I forgot the most important thing. And then this bow goes the other way, but we have to fix this because I did this on all of my cards today that you're going to see. Carol, you're from Connecticut. Perfect. Oh, Kathy, you've got 18 boxes filled with decorations for inside. Now, 18, that's a lot. There's a girl after my own heart. Kathy Clausen, little colored lights, not twinkling. No, ours don't twinkle either. I call these twinkle lights, so that's where I probably was confusing you. Because they're littler than, you know, the old Christmas bulbs. So Wink of Stella. Who doesn't know what Wink of Stella is? Because I'm going to make sure you know what it is. Because everyone needs a Wink of Stella. Friends aren't friends that let their crafting friends craft without Wink of Stella. I should have done this before I put my 2 bulbs together, but then Wink of Stella just adds a little shimmery, beautiful shimmer to the top of anything that you can put it on anything. So can you see it? I don't know if it'll show. I'm gonna try and make it. Oh, you can see it a little bit. Excellent. So, and you can definitely see it on this one too. It's dry. Wink of Stella, you need this. If you don't have it, you need to buy it. And today is the last day actually for free shipping on $75 orders in the US. So use this host code, put your $75 in, you'll get all the supplies for these cards. Get your Wink of Stella bought, any products I'm showing today or anything else you have on your wish list, and use this host code, and then you'll get my class plus some embellishments. I don't know what embellishments I'm sending yet because I don't think I have quite enough of these. I might though. You might be able to. You might. Gosh, Joey, use your words. I might be able to have enough for the people that order, but you will get a full embellishment. Okay, I'm going to look at your comments and see if I can see. Carol put Stella on everything. You love my cards. Thank you, Carol. So sweet of you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know what? All right, here's what happened. I haven't been using my Wink of Stella lately because it has been low inventory and I didn't really want to be showing things that people couldn't get. You're going to see some odd things appearing in front of you, but I'll explain what everything is. So I wasn't showing it because I just hate when people go to order and then something's out, which has been happening with all our super popular Christmas stuff and Halloween stuff. All our holiday stuff is flying off the shelf. So sometimes we have to wait longer than we'd really like to. So I wasn't using Wink of Stella, and I just thought, what the heck? You gotta have Wink of Stella on Christmas balls. It is on low inventory right now, so if you don't have it and you want it, you should order today. And again, if your order is $75 or more, you get free shipping, which is a huge savings. Who doesn't love free shipping? All right, let's go ahead. I've got a lot of stuff dumped out here. Let's go ahead and I'll remove these guys. I'll bring them back later. Let's go ahead and make our second card. So here's another really colorful one for you. I'm going to go ahead and put my, let's see what all I got going on here. Let's go ahead and put the insides of this card. When I make cards that have a colored cardstock base instead of a white or vanilla base, I do almost always put a layer of basic white, and basic white is really smooth to write on, not only to stamp on but to actually write on. So I usually do that. Sometimes if it's a really light color like lemon lolly, something really light, I don't always put a white piece on the inside, but usually I do. This is Poppy Parade. It's cut 4 by 5 1/4. This is out of that same DSP, the Merry, Bold and Bright. Merry, Bold and Bright. Yeah, that's it. Merry, Bold and Bright designer series paper. So I'm putting this designer paper just about a little over 1/8 of an inch maybe on the outside. So here's one I want to show you today. So there's some steps to this. So I just want to make sure you know how to do this. By the way, I was inspired by Erica Serwin. Most of this card I got from her. I changed it up very little from her samples, so I just want to give her credit. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to actually stamp with Daffodil Delight on this one. And I'm going to stamp, this is masking paper. So this comes like, I don't know what this is, 5 by 7 or something. Stampin' Up masking paper, and I'm going to use it today and show you how I did this card. So we're going to start with a scalloped rectangle from the Scalloped Contours dies, and I use these dies all the time. If you've watched me very much, you know I do. So you're saying, yeah, we know that. We use them all the time. Okay, also going to get my Stampin' Pierce mat out here because I don't want my images to be less than solid on this. And now, am I on the screen? Yeah, kind of. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to stamp this first light bulb. And I'm going to go about 1/2 inch up from the bottom, because I need room for my, I'm trying to center it, so, okay. And then I'm going to give a pretty solid push, and it stamped pretty well, so that's good. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take, this is that masking paper. I just cut a little piece of it off, and I'm going to make a mask of both the bulb and then also the little black thing on the top. Hey, you guys, who knows what you call that little, it's usually silver on, you know, this little part. What does that have a name? Like the top of the bulb? I'm drawing a blank. I'm sure it does have a name. I just don't know what it is. Okay, then we're going to stamp that little thing that I don't know the name of. I'm going to call it the top of the ball. And I'm also stamping that on masking paper. Okay, now I'll show you a little thing on this. So this particular stamp, this area, like where the hole is, it easily gets ink in it and it smudges. So just be careful with that. See, can you see how it kind of started to smudge right there? So I just cleaned out that hole specifically. Okay, let me show you how we're going to do this. When you're making a mask, you want to cut really close to the image. Like when we're cutting out fussy cutting images, this isn't that, where we cut we leave a little bit of white space. We're not going to leave any white space. We're going to cut right on the very edge of the image, like this, with masking paper. Okay, now you can use a Post-it note. You just need something that's, I'm going to trim that off. You just need something that has sticky on the back of it so that it stays in place while you're stamping something actually over it. Because that's what it's meant to do. It's meant to cover up an image that you've already stamped in order to add other images to add dimension. Does that make sense? That's kind of what it's all about. And I'm going to go ahead and cut out this guy. Same thing, I'm going to cut right up, right on the very, very edge of the image here. No white space. Because when you're putting the mask on your, when you're stamping over a mask, if you've made it too big, then you have a white space between the ink of one image that you're stamping and the next one. Does that make sense? I'll show you what I mean when we actually stamp. Okay, so that's all cut out now with the masking paper. Then let's go ahead. Now, masking paper has a sticky side, so it has, this part has a protection on it, protector, whatever you want to call it. And then, where's my, here it is. So when you take that off, it's going to be sticky. So I'm going to grab my piercing tool and I'm going to come in under here. This is the backing and we just want to take that off. Of course, it doesn't want to work for me right now. There we go. Okay, so this is the backing. We don't need that. And then this is the part that's sticky. So I'm going to cover up my yellow bulb like so. Okay. All right, there we go for that. And then we're going to do the same thing with our little black piece. I haven't been able to look at the comments to see if you're telling me what it is. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Kathy, you love your wink and use it all the time. It is just the best. When I see it's on low inventory, I buy a couple, to be honest. I don't want to be without it. You know, that's why I don't want you to be without it either. Okay, I kind of messed that up, but I think it's going to work okay. Anyway, it might have to be a practice card. And then I'm putting this right at the top of the... Wait a minute, Joey Dingling. Okay, first we have to actually stamp this, girls or guys, whoever's watching, to have something to mask. You don't have anything to mask if you haven't stamped it. That's part of the point of this. Okay, now I'm going to get down and I'll probably get my head in the camera. Trying to go through my clear block until I just see the top like that. So it's not quite down to the yellow, but, and I did want it to be down to the yellow, but it's good enough. I'm going to call it good enough. Okay, now we'll get our masks. We already put that down. It's stamped so well, it looks like you actually stamped it on the white cardstock. Okay, so now I'm just putting this mask here. Okay, now that's what takes the longest for this card. So I suggest if you're going to make this card, you really like this card, that you do all these steps at one time. You know, I mean individual steps at one time on all your cards, because it'll just go faster. Because this, I won't lie, this is a little putsy. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab, let's do Poppy Parade first. I've got that handy. And we're just going to stamp a Poppy Parade one right next to our yellow one, over the, just overlapping the mask just a little bit. So, oops. Make sure you look through your stamp before you actually stamp, because sometimes it's not inked well enough. I'm going to go, yeah, right there, that's good. Okay, now that's where the mask is, so that's okay. We don't care about that. And then let's do a Granny Apple Green Christmas ball. This, I should have taken a picture of my dining room light because this card reminds me so much of my dining room light. And you're like, you have colored Christmas balls in your dining room? No, but I do have a collage of, oh no, I got ink on this. Well, we'll just cover that up with something. Let me wash my hands off. Do you ever do that? So annoying, and we went to all this trouble that I don't want to. I'm just using my stamp cleaning chamois for my hands. Dag nabbit. Okay. Oh, wow, that's the way it goes. All right. This card is basically just to show you, anyway, how to do this. And then I'm looking through it because it doesn't look completely inked up. And then I'm just going to go, again, I'm going to go across my masks a little bit here. Just a little bit higher than the red one. And go right about there. Okay? So, that's what we've got so far. Let's go ahead and we've got our masks still down there for both the light bulb, Christmas bulb, and the hanger thing. Hanger? Is that what it's called? I don't know, because that's what goes on a Christmas ball. And this is actually a Christmas light. So I think it's just the top of the light. We're going to go with the top of the light. That's going to be the name of this black thing that we're stamping. Okay, now we need to get back to our Memento Black. And then we're going to go ahead and stamp. We didn't really need the mask, it doesn't look like, for this side. There you go. And then let's do it again over here. We do need the mask a little bit for the Poppy Parade one. Go like so. Okay, so now we've got those all ready to go. And now we don't really need our mask anymore. Now, this is what I found to be helpful. You can use this part, but I found it better to use the spatula part to remove this. And I'm just going to gently, very gently, kind of come along the side here. And again, if you're using a Post-it note, unless the Post-it note is completely adhesive on the back. Oh my gosh, this is lifting up the ink, you guys. What the heck? Well, it's going to be covered up, but that's the first time that's happened. So maybe you want to actually try a Post-it note instead. Darn it, that's... And then I'm going to gently here. Maybe I will use the pointed edge. I just started using the masking paper, so because I usually just pull out a Post-it note because it's sitting on my desk. And this is in a drawer. Okay, so now can you see what happened because of the mask? Ignore that. But everything looks like it has dimension. These two bulbs look like they're hanging in back of that one, and that's what the masking does for you. You know what, I might grab my Daffodil Delight marker. I don't really think this is going to show at all because we're going to put a light bulb over it, but I'm just, oop, that's going to show. That might show worse. Oh, well, let's see what happens with that. I might have totally messed it up. You know, I made two practice cards, or 2 cards for my samples with this as I was playing around with this idea. I didn't have smudges. I didn't have anything tear, you know, but then let's do it on Facebook, and then everything goes wacky. All right, now we're going to set this aside for a moment, and we're going to stamp... no, we're not. We're going to do one more step on this because there is a method to this. So, again, once you get my PDF, you'll have all these steps down in writing. I mean, you can always come back and watch the video. But if you just like to have it in writing in front of you. Oops, I don't want that. What the hell am I doing? Take your Stampin' Right marker. So if you, and then, okay, here's the thing. I'm going to use these little scallops. Can you see the scallops? Up here as kind of a guide as to where I'm going to put my wires that are hanging down, that are hanging my lights from. And even though I know this one doesn't coordinate completely with this little top of the light, I'm still going to use that scallop as a guide. And then I'm going to come, these are sold just like this in the catalog, the Stampin' Right black marker. And I'm going to come down to my wire right there. Now you're going to see when I get the last two balls on that this looks really good. It doesn't look bad. And then this one is a little bit closer to the center of the top of that bulb. And then we're just going to go here down to that little hanger thing, which we've decided isn't really a hanger thing, okay? Like that. Then let's go ahead and do our middle one. And again, I'm not lining it up with the top of the bulb. I'm lining it up with a scallop. This one actually does come down to be pretty centered like that. So there we go with that. Now we need 2 more light bulbs, and I'll show you how to do this. And finish our little chandelier of Christmas lights, which is so, so cute. We need to do a little stamping because we need some 2 more Christmas lights, and we're gonna go with blue, and I think we're gonna go with pink. So I might stamp with pink first. And let's go with, where's my stamp? Oh, yeah, right in front of me. Who else loses things that are right in front of them? Am I by myself on that? I definitely could be by myself because I'm kind of a dingbat. Okay, there's our pink one. Anybody else lose things on their craft table? I hope I'm not alone. That is the most frustrating thing. I'll be looking all over, and you know, you'd think I probably looked on my desk first, and for some reason my eyes don't see it. And then I'll come back, you know, a few minutes later, and well, it's right in the middle of everything. It's right there. And then a blue one. And then we need 2 tops in our black again. So I'm going to pull this out. And we might not have room for 2. And the reason I say that is because the die for this comes up quite a ways. So I'm just going to grab another little piece here. Oh, that's the masking paper. Here we go. That's so frustrating. I swear I spend most of my time, not most, but a fair amount of time in my craft room just looking for stuff that I can't find. Okay, I'm going to make this. I don't want to have to use all that space on my platform, so I'm going to trim that up a little bit, and then we're ready to die cut. So hang on, let me get the machine, and we'll get going on this. Grab our die cutting machine. Now the last card I'm going to make for you today, you don't even need a die cutting machine. So if you're like just getting into stamping, I'm going to show you a card that you can make with just the stamps, ink, and paper, and it's so, so cute. So, you know, if you do have a die cutting machine, then you can obviously use the dies to cut out all the images in this set, but you could have a lot of fun stamping with this set, even if you don't have a die cutting machine. I'll line this up, grab my Post-it tape. There we go. And I really do love that this has 2 dies for each of the light bulbs images, and then also the little hanger thingy at the top. Let's go ahead and get this on. And this going. I haven't even got my pumpkins out. I do a lot of fall decorating usually, and I don't even have them out. I do have pumpkins next to my front door. You're saying that was kind of a random subject change. Well, I was thinking, we were talking about Christmas decorations, and I was thinking, well, I'm definitely not ready for Christmas decorations because I don't even have all my fall stuff out. So I've got pumpkins on both sides of my front door, and I've got mums, several sizes and several colors, sitting on my porch and on my steps coming up to my house. But I don't have any of my inside pumpkins. I have pumpkins. I have plaid pumpkins. I have like chenille pumpkins. I have glass pumpkins. I guess you could say I'm a pumpkin collector. And they have such cute ones. You know, they decorate, the stores have such cute ones in all different colors and fabrics. And I don't have any of mine out, but this week I'm going to get them up. Because when it gets to be the week before Thanksgiving, Steve is usually gung-ho on getting the Christmas stuff up. Sometimes we wait till after Thanksgiving, but if we're having company, we get it up before Thanksgiving. How about you guys? If you decorate for Christmas, when do you do that? Do you do it early, like real early, like early November? We definitely have neighbors that put their Christmas lights outside up early November, but we don't do that. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay, before we get too far, we're going to bring out our favorite thing today, our Wink of Stella, and we're going to shimmer up all our light bulbs. Because if you could see these in person, I know it probably doesn't show up very much on camera, but if you know Wink of Stella, you know what I'm talking about. You have to have it. I'm just telling you, you have to have it. So if you don't have it yet, then today's your day. You're going to order it. Because you'll say, Joey, I'm so glad you told me about Wink of Stella. Okay, I'm going to, now, when you do have to squeeze it, when you first get it, there's a black band around here, then that keeps the ink from going into the this part of the pen, but sometimes then you have to squeeze a little bit. Don't squeeze too hard, but I'm just kind of, can you see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of squeezing lightly until I see it start to go down. I might need to get a new one out. It looks like maybe, oh, it's starting to come. So there we go. And it gives a little, but just don't squeeze it over your project. And then like, this is the back of this is a dimensional holder. And then that keeps it bubbly and from sinking in. So you can go back and kind of use that as a little bit of a paint palette. And I'm just going to pick it up. And put it in. But I have Wink of Stella on my wish list because I like to keep a couple on hand. I have one new one, but as much as I really love to use it, even though I haven't been using it lately as much, can you see? I don't know if you can see. Let me get the light out of here. Hold it down here. Then I got too close. You're like, we can't see it when you hold it that close to the camera. Okay, while we're at it, let's go ahead and add Wink of Stella to these two. And then we're just about ready to finish up our card. There isn't too much left after this. Go ahead, and I think I need a little more. Like this. Now I will also say that Wink of Stella does move the ink a little bit. So you kind of do want to stay in the lines when you're coloring a solid image like this. Some people even kind of use it to sort of watercolor-ish type of techniques. What I was trying to say, that was a hard word. Okay, that sometimes people use Wink of Stella to kind of like they'll use a little, where I put the Wink of Stella right there, they'll put down a ink refill color, like a drop of the ink, one of the ink refills, and then they'll swish their Wink of Stella brush into the color instead of into itself like I'm doing. Okay, let's go ahead, and I'm going to put a couple of mini glue dots on top of this. And no, I won't, because I'm out of that one, but I think I have another one here. Come on, I know I have another. Sorry, I'm getting my arm and everything in the camera. Here we go. Knew I had another one. So I'm going to put some mini glue dots right on. I'm kind of not touching that Wink of Stella for a minute. I mean, it doesn't come off or anything, but it makes the cardstock just a little bit damp because you're spreading on a little bit of a liquid. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and put the top of my bulb on here. As I said, this card's a little bit putsy, but if you like the putts, this is a perfect card. Particularly if you want to make multiples of them. Alrighty, let's go ahead, and what else do I have to do here? I'm looking at my sample card. So I need, oh, you know what? I forgot I already made one so that I wouldn't have to take all that time, and here I did it anyway, but at least this one doesn't have a smudge on it, so we'll go with this one. Although, you know what I would do? Never mind. I'm going to show you exactly what I would do. I'm going to put that back. So I've got some stars die cut here. So let me show you how to fix things with either die cuts or I'm trying to find my dimensionals. With either die cuts or embellishments. You can fix pretty much everything. And of course I can't, here we go. Now, we'll do, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're gonna go ahead and put these balls on first. So I'm just gonna put a couple of dimensionals here. Now these two balls, these last ones, I'm gonna put this one like, maybe, I'm trying to kind of line it. I'm not going to stick this down. I'm just going to place it here for a moment before I push it down. And then we're going to put a pink one on the other side. And let's see. Oh, wait a minute. This one needs to be the top one. So this one is next. And I'm going to kind of put it here. I'm going to cover up that little place that the masking pulled, and then I'm going to try and put this fairly close to where that, yeah, like that. Does that look good? Okay, let me move this just a touch. It wasn't quite straight, so we're going to move it like that. There we go. Now, here's what we have to do. We'll get that smudge covered up in a minute, but let's go back to our Stampin' Right marker and our straight edge. And I'm going to, again, I'm coming from the scallop straight down, so it's not going to be, and I'm coming, oops, oh no, I colored, oh well, we'll call that good. I don't come down quite as far as I did for these last two lines because you'll get ink on your light bulb. Okay, there you go. Okay, so there's our chandelier of Christmas lights. Again, this is not my original idea. This was, I saw Erica Serwin do this and I copied it because I thought it was so cute. All right, now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cover up that smudge with a star. These little stars is a die in the set. Voila, it's all good. And then, the star die is part of the dies in this set. And let's go like, that's not really artistically the best place for that star. I'll show you my sample one. I think it's in a better place, but you know, it's better than making a whole card over, am I right? you know, if you've gotten that far, we'll kind of put this one maybe even just kind of right in the middle. Okay, so there we are so far. Let's go ahead and put this on our card. So I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this. I'm kind of feeling, I don't want to put a dimensional right on top. There's a lot of them there holding onto the backs of the Christmas balls, so I don't really want to put a dimensional on top of another dimensional. It helps keep your card not be so bulky when you mail it. So then we're just going to put this down. What do you think so far? Let me see if I can see your comments. Oh, so Carol, you're saying, are you talking about the masking paper? Maybe put it on our clothes first before we stick it on our image? Yeah, that's a really good idea. Did you guys all see Carol's comment? She's saying before you actually stick this down on your card, so you're just gonna stick it. You can't see me doing this, but I'm putting it on my yoga pants, and you also are not going to be able to see this, but it picks up just a slight amount of whatever, dust, lint, something, and see how much easier it pulls up. Thanks for sharing that, Carol. That was so nice of you to share that with us, and I didn't even think about it. I do that with dimensionals sometimes, actually, when I think I might want to move them. So then I stick them on my pants first. Okay, let's make a bow for this. Carol, you lose stuff all the time. Oh, that's so good. Let me see. I saw this back. All DSP is back in. Kathy, did you see that today, though? Are you talking about this morning? Because it did all come back in, but then the fall paper, what is that called? All About Autumn. I think it's sold out again within hours, but is it back? Did you see it back? It would have to be this morning, because when it came in on the 9th, it was gone in the afternoon. And it was gone so soon. I wondered if there was a glitch and they just, and that more would come back in, showing up available. Because at first, we need that smaller. At first they didn't take it off of the unavailable list on our side. We have a list where we can see what's available and what's not. Okay, so this is back to our iridescent ribbon, and we're going to go back to our mini glue dots. So my friends, what about this card? Would you make a card that has this amount of detail on it and like use a masking technique? Or is this a little bit too putsy for some of you? Would some of you like do it, or would some of you say, I really love watching somebody else make it, but I probably wouldn't make anything with that many steps? Because it's not hard, you know, it's not hard. It's just a lot of steps. That's the only thing. So I sometimes will do it, especially this card was so cute. I did it, obviously. But sometimes I don't. I'll say, that's really pretty. I think you did a great job on that. I'm going to put different colors of dots on this. But I don't think I'm going to make it. If it's just too putsy, here's a blue one. Let's put a blue one on somewhere. Where? Maybe here. And we need 5, don't we, when we're doing our groupings? Maybe here. There we go. So there's our card. Like this. Oops, not that one. We don't want that. It's not done. This one. Alrighty. What do you think? I want to know, would you make a card like this? Maybe not this particular card, but would you make a card like this that had this much detail using masking and, you know, all the things that we did today that kind of slow down the process just a touch? But they're super cute when you get them done. Oh, look what I did. I dropped my ink pad on this. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what I showed you earlier. I'm going to take this Christmas stamp and I'm going to stamp it, and then I'm going to cover this up so it'll say Holly Jolly Christmas, because this was too much work to not keep this card. So I'm going to make it, you know, we all have to just make it work, don't we? We just like, it's just for fun anyway. It's not for, you know, making a car engine or developing a biological sequence of some kind. I'm just kind of talking off the top of my head. You're like, I can tell. All right, before we do the last one, I do want to tell you about my super fun new project. So I'm going together with one of my team members, and we're doing Christmas with Bonnie and Joey. And what this is about is we're going to do 12 projects for Christmas. And if you want to get and every week the project sheet will go to my email subscribers for 8 of them. So for 8 weeks in a row, at the end of the week, my email subscribers will get the project directions. If you want to get all the project parts and supplies, we are going to make that available through October 19th. So if you sign up, you will get all the parts for everything that we're going to make, all the supplies. You'll get about $35 to $40 worth of products with that, and you'll get all the supplies will be cut just like my card kits. So I'll give you just a little sneak peek. I only have 3 of mine done. Bonnie's got all 6 of hers, and I'm going to do 3 more either later today or tomorrow. So these are little, this has a Hershey's, a Santa marshmallow Hershey's in it, and that's why I put Santa was here. So you'll get, most of them are 3D projects, like little treat holders. This has Ghirardelli's in it, this one. And I obviously didn't use Wink of Stella on these, but I think I should. This is a Hershey's bar. So I just use kind of, you know, everyday candies that are readily accessible in the stores or in the stores. And so if you want all the supplies for those, so you get 8 pre-cut packets, 1 packet for each of the 8 weeks, and you're going to craft along with us. The whole idea is that you'll get this packet before we start the series so that you can craft along with us and make them each week. You'll get $35 in consumable Stampin' Up products. You'll get some gifts. I already have a few little gifts bought and ready to put in the packages. You can add the bundles we're featuring. So we're featuring this bundle, and we're featuring the Merriest Trees bundle. You can add those to your registration for no tax or shipping. I pay the tax or shipping. And if you register by October 17th, you'll get an additional 4 exclusive project kits for a total of 12 projects. Now these 4 are going to be exclusive only to the people that register before October 17th. Everybody else that registers through the 19th, you can get the 8. So you get all 8 plus all the rest of this. But the people that register before October 17th get the special 4-card exclusive projects kits. The kits will all be cut for you. And the last day to register is going to be October 19th. The cost is $63. And if you need shipping, that's about $9. I think it's $9.30. That's on the registration page. So I hope you'll do that and craft along with me. And I would love to have you even post your projects when you make them. I think that would be so much fun. We're so excited about it. Bonnie's projects are super cute. I just have pictures of them. I haven't made them yet, but I will be making them. Okay, this last card is one that I said earlier that if you're a beginning stamper and you don't have a die cutting machine, you can make this card really easily. I'm going to show you the stamping on it, and some of it I have done already, so it's not going to take the whole time. These projects this week were a little bit more involved than my normal Wednesday Facebook ones because all 3 of them have a lot of stamping, but this one doesn't have any die cutting, so that makes it go a little bit faster. This is another piece of that DSP. I'm putting it on my card approximately 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. And Yeah, maybe a little under a fourth, just about like that. Okay, so that's, oh, dang, yeah, that's right. Thought I had it going the wrong way. Let me get rid of these for a moment. We'll bring them back later at the end. And now we're going to use another stamp in this stamp set that is just so cute. So this is the string of lights. So we're going to actually stamp a string of lights, and then we're going to stamp our lights on the string. Here, let's do this like this. Now I'll tell you this, Memento ink likes to puddle on photopolymer. It just likes to puddle up. So you just have to be really careful that you have covered every bit of your stamp with ink. Now I'm gonna do it like this, so that little loop is kind of towards the left side. I'm looking at my sample to kind of make sure I get it in the same place. And then just hold it down. Don't press super hard, but firmly. And then you'll get a good image there. Then we're going to take all of our colors, and honestly, my friends, oops, dang nabbit. No wonder I'm getting ink on my cards because I'm dropping everything. I'm going to clean my hands off again on my cleaning pad. I'm going to start this card for you, and then I'm going to finish it. I've done some of it already, so we'll just not take that much time to make it because you don't actually need to sit and watch me make or stamp all these Christmas bulbs because we're going to put quite a few on here. The next thing, though, that we're going to do is stamp, whoops, I don't need that yet, is to stamp our tops of our little bulbs here so that we can, now this way, this little circle thing, I'm going to make sure that it overlaps the wire. Does that make sense? So I'm putting it right on top of the wire so it looks like the wire's running through my lights. Get this one over here. So that's important when you're doing this. I'm not inking this black thing as well as I should, but we're going to go with it just to get it done. While I'm doing all this inking, I'm going to look at your comments. Kathy, you'd make one of these? You and my other Kathy, she said yes, but it'd have to be somebody really special. Yeah, that's me too. I will not be making a lot of these. I might make a few more, but that will be it. Because I make a lot of Christmas cards. So I'll just be honest. I won't make a lot of this card because of the time involved. I go that one. And then this one. That one didn't even go through my loop. So that was not good. And then this one. Okay, so then we take our Christmas, our twinkle light. I call these twinkle lights. I know I've already mentioned that, but as opposed to the other Christmas light. And we're going to start with Poppy Parade. And I'm just going to ink this up. And then I'm going to go like this. Whoops. Didn't get that ink very well. And I'm just going to match up the light with the little thing that hangs it on the wire. Somebody somewhere is going to send me the name of that little thing, and then I'm going to, it'll be after the video is all over, and then I'll go, oh, that's what it's called. And I kept calling it, no, the top of the bulb, the little wire thing. Okay, so this is Mellow Mambo. Whoop! And almost dropped that one too. I would blame it on not sleeping very much last night. Well, maybe I will blame it on that. Okay, I'm gonna grab, this is crushed curry instead of, I wanna make sure, yeah, this is crushed curry. Okay, and as I said, you know, they're so cute, but they're time consuming. But if you've got a lot of time to spend on crafting, and this is what you really love, love, love to do, You've got plenty of time before Christmas to make these cards if you want to make them exactly as I'm making them. Because, you know, we're in October. We're not even very far into October, so you've got time. And now blueberry bushel. Oh, there's a lot of green on that. I want to get rid of that green on my block. There was a lot of green on my block. Just going to ink that up quick. I love that blueberry bushel came back. It's just one of my favorite blues ever. So pretty. And then Poppy Parade, one more. And Poppy Parade. So I have in-person classes. All my in-person classes are also made to go so that you can always purchase my classes either if you can come in person or to go. This is not a class I could ever do in person. It takes too long, you know, for multiple cards. Unless everybody wanted to come and just make one of each card, but we usually make multiple cards. We usually make at least 5 cards in my classes, sometimes 8. So quite a few more. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and, okay, this is the short version of this. I covered all of these with Wink of Stella, not these, but this one. And then I put, you see it shining? Then I put the greeting on it. And I'm gonna show you how I did that, but you don't have to sit through all the Wink of Stella all over again because I did show you how to do that earlier in the video. So you don't actually need to watch me do it again. But it makes all the difference. This card is super cute anyway. All these cards are super cute, but I just did it ahead of time to not take quite so much time. Okay, so there we go. And then I'll show you how I did the words. I just stamped them. I keep a lot of these strips when I cut insides of cards out. I cut them 4 by 5 1/4. You know what? I'm going to switch my scissors out. And so I have a lot of this size of strip left. They're a 1/2 inch strip. And I keep them just for things like this. Now this particular scissors, we used to sell this scissors. It is a Stampin' Up scissors. We don't have it anymore. I wish we did. But I like to use a longer blade scissors for these kinds of things. But I think it just makes such a cute card. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll put our greeting down here. Here's another thing, my friends, I wanted to share with you. I don't want to forget it. These are the foam adhesive sheets. I don't know if you've seen those or if you've used them before, but they're like dimensionals, only they're strips. So for something like this, it's really perfect for a card like this. These are in the annual catalog, the foam adhesive strips. They work really great for these kinds of long greetings that are long and skinny. Oops. Couldn't find the sticky side. So here we go. Put this on. And if it's a little too long like that, just snip it off. This is my scissors. It has Teflon coating on it, so things don't stick to it as much as like our regular paper snips. Gonna put this across here. Gonna grab our pretty sparkly gems. And let's get some cute little sparkles on here. Now, there are a lot of really cute sparkles in the... Oh, I don't like the way that goes. Let's do something different here. Let's go over there. In the annual catalog, there are actually quite a few embellishments that are sparkly. So so check, you don't have to have the exact embellishments that they are showing with each suite, although of course that's nice. But there are so many things that would work with these cute cards. And honestly, there's really not much better embellishment than our basic rhinestone jewels. They're so sparkly and they're just beautiful. Let's put another green one over here. And maybe we need one right there. Let's go with pink. Right there. And maybe even one down here. I know, I'm really blinging this one up because you can't go wrong with too much bling. Let's put one down there. Okay. No die cutting necessary, and it's an adorable card. So here's that one. Here's my sample. I'd like to know which is your favorite. So the first one we made was, oh, what fun. So you could say, oh, what fun. Or you could say, oh, we didn't get a greeting on that. Oh my gosh, we didn't get the greeting on that. So this should say holly jolly at the bottom. So I'll put that up there like that. So, oh, what fun, holly jolly, or Merry Christmas. Which is your favorite? I'm going to look at the comments now and try and bring them up. So, Kathy, you love this one, the last one I made. Is that the one you're talking about? Or one of these other ones? They're all pretty bright and colorful. Anybody? Anybody else? Well, if you're watching replay too, I would still love to know which is your favorite. If you're watching on YouTube, I would also love to know which is your favorite. Thanks so much for being with me today. I hope you enjoyed these cards. If you need any information or want some help with doing your own cards or your order, just let me know. Don't forget the free shipping today on orders of $75 or more. Today is October 11th, and it's the last day for that. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope to see you next Wednesday, same time, same place. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.